For this nonprofit case study, here you will find selected accomplishments for one of our clients and have a real-life example of the type of work that we do for nonprofits. In the first year, we cut the budget by 16% overall, saving $32,225 annually through shedding outdated processes and legacy technology, creating new procedures, and modernizing office administration. We leveraged technology to reduce a full-time 40-hour paid position to an 8-hour per week job that was reasonable for volunteers to do. Note that while we cut the overall budget by 16%, when the administrative budget is isolated, the cost that we save the company can more dramatically be seen. As a result of our work, the company realized an 86% savings in administration annually of $45,000. The budget went from $53,000 per year to $8,000 per year for administration. In this job, we migrated 100% of accounting records from an old and outdated accounting system to QuickBooks. We migrated 65 years of hard copy files and records from 1955 to 2020 into the cloud for secure, easy, quick, and remote access. For this migration, we mirrored the hard copy physical office file system in the virtual environment for easy navigation and familiarity for company staff, and we digitized over 80,000 papers. We developed this editable map of the building. While this may sound like a small accomplishment, surprisingly, it is actually a good amount of work to produce. And many companies do not have this essential guide when they have a larger building. This company did have a map, however, it was 20 years old, severely outdated, and they only had a hard copy, uneditable version. After we developed it, we made it easy to edit according to ongoing updates to the building and security. What was surprising about this map is how grateful vendors and tenants were to have it available and how much it was commented on by people that used and serviced the building. They noted that this map was a needed tool and how most people with whom they worked did not have one. It was a great labor-saving tool for vendors and tenants that used or served the building and company, and it saved time for the administrator by being readily available on demand, such as for new tenants entering the building that needed the map, for example, as an appendix to a lease agreement. Finally, for this job, as we do for all companies with whom we work, we documented the modernized administration job in a 124-page manual written from scratch. Regarding how the job was optimized and streamlined, here are some selected highlights. We identified and eliminated duplication of work, thereby simplifying the workflow. Accounting was done in 4 applications. The old outdated system, a newly implemented system worked alongside the outdated system, Excel, and Word. We moved all accounting into one, QuickBooks, a centralized, easy to understand and navigate application. We consolidated 2 calendars, 1 hard copy and 1 online, into one. We centralized operations done on 3 computers by 1 user into 1 computer. We eliminated paper, printing, and shipping costs through utilizing electronic options whenever possible. We centralized member management done and duplicated in 2 applications into only 1 application. We automated tasks that were done manually, such as bill pay and computer backups. We set up a new alarm system for building and grounds, including installation of an additional keypad in a new elevator room. Switching the alarm system eliminated 1 phone line as alarm communication was converted to cellular. This resulted in eliminating the cost of the phone line. We saved the company $6,000 that the original alarm company was going to charge to install a keypad in the elevator room. We provided for free and remote management of the alarm system via an app. This was a service that was not provided with the previous alarm company. We identified and implemented Cost savings. We simplified our client's phone and internet setup by switching from 2 vendors to only one, resulting in a bundle savings of $900 per year. Electronic bill payment saved $800 in postage per year. We arranged for purchase of a small business laser printer and canceled a copier lease, saving the company $1,460 per year. We found more reliable and cost-efficient vendors for the company's waste service and snow removal, saving 50% on cost annually for those vendor services. We created a virtual office and task management environment so that documentation of company tasks were in a central location that could be accessed remotely by authorized personnel. We configured a virtual office phone service so that phone calls could be answered remotely. It was for this client that we expanded our experience to include facility management, janitorial, and buildings and grounds maintenance, as the work for the client naturally extended to this wider arena as well. Therefore, our expertise was refined more in finding facilities management solutions, in addition to our usually focused work on the back-end office administration. In summary, we have a proven track record of delivering a project from start to finish. Our deliverable to this client was simplification and automation of the company office administration. We accomplished this through an initial planning meeting with the board of directors, ongoing analysis of the job as we fulfilled the office administrator duties and identified opportunities for optimized and streamlined operations, and a second meeting with the directors where we reported and the directors authorized our proposed improvements. We designed and implemented the authorized new procedures. We documented the job and standard operating procedure so that there was a central knowledge base for the office. Finally, we did ongoing maintenance of the job as newly designed to ensure it was in fact stabilized and optimized. Once again, this resulted in cutting the overall budget by 16% and the administrative budget by 86%. In terms of dollars, this was $32,225 saved annually overall and $45,000 saved for the administration annually. For a large revenue-generating company, this amount seems small. However, for this nonprofit, the cost savings was significant, as without it, they were faced with having to either close the business or to sell a significant amount of property in order to remain open and continue the spending that administration was costing them. If you are a nonprofit and looking for this type of work to be done, know that for this client, the money saved could have been saved more than a decade before SowCo Develops was hired to streamline and optimize the job. If the money was saved initially, it would have saved the company hundreds of thousands of dollars over the years. With this being said, know that if you are suspecting that money is being unnecessarily spent, it is worth looking into sooner rather than later. If you are interested, then you may view the next chapter to review the indicators for this case study that may also align with indicators that you are seeing for your own.